we start, I want to thank you so much for making time in your schedule to meet myself so that you know where I am coming from. The things that I am most interested in are talking to people, playing soccer, and friends, but I'm not sure how to connect those to what I want to do in my life. For me, right now in my life, the biggest question I'm trying to answer is what I'm going to do with my life out of college. I'm hoping that with some of your wisdom and experience, I can apply to my life.
Thank you, Jessica. I'm sure you can apply some pearls of wisdom that I have.
Okay, so to begin, where were you when you were our age?
I was in high school, and I went to San Pedro High School, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. All I knew is I had to go to college, or I was going to end up working at McDonald's. So I decided to go to college. I went to Long Beach State, and I studied speech communications.
What are some of the challenges you faced there on your road to college?
I think on my road to college was deciding what college I wanted to go to, a full-time job, and I went to school. So for me, it was really about picking a location. Since I didn't know what I wanted to do, I didn't want my parents to spend a fortune paying for my college education when I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I decided to go to Long Beach.
What were your biggest failures that you had going to your position that you are now?
My biggest failures, I would say, is not taking enough risks. I worked for the same company for 18 years, which is unheard of, 16 years, which is unheard of in the advertising industry. But the reason that I worked there was I had small children, so I wanted to be close to home. I think if I would have been a little more risky, I would have actually got further along in my career if I would have changed positions and changed agencies along the way.
Now, when you were our age, did you ever see yourself in the advertising industry?
No, I didn't even see myself anywhere. I just saw myself going to college and having fun. I really didn't see myself. I did play Office when I was little, so maybe that was something, but I kept trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I had no clue.
So how did you know what you wanted to study in college? Did you just...
Well, it was actually random because I was in college and a couple times I didn't go to class, which was really bad, and so I had to cram for stuff. And I was just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and you had to take a speech communication class as one of your final classes. So I couldn't get a class because Long Beach State was impacted, so I went to summer school. And I paid, my parents paid $300, and that was a lot of money at that time. And I took this speech class, and I got an A. And I was like, this is for me! One, I can talk, and two, this is like a whole major. So I was like, awesome. So I found the thing that I was good at. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, to be honest. But I had watched a lot of Melrose Place, which seems like really stupid, but Melrose Place was this show about this advertising agency, and all kinds of fun things happened there. So after I finished college, I called my cousin up, and she worked at a temp agency, and she was able to actually place me at Saatchi LA, and I started there as a temp.
Your career, when you had a rough patch, how did you overcome that?
When I had a rough patch, there's a lot of things that happened. So for example, I worked on the Toyota business during the Toyota recalls, which was a really horrible place where people thought that the Toyota cars were running on by themselves and couldn't stop, and there's all this propaganda out there. And it was really hard because we all thought we were going to lose our jobs because we thought Toyota was going to go under. But for me, it was really the strength of the team. So when you work together as a team, you're all able to help each other get through the tough times at work. So I think it's really important that when you work somewhere, you have a really good mentor to help teach you, and you have a good team to work with.
Did someone introduce your job to you? Did you stumble over it online, or?
I called my cousin, and I wanted to get into an ad agency, and she said, oh, we have one, and she helped place me. So I basically used my connections to do that. And then when I interview kids for jobs out of college, I don't care what school they went to. It's important that they finish college, but for me, I want to make sure that they have the right skill set and the personality to deal with this kind of business.
Positions have grown. How high have you gotten in your job so far?
Well, I started as a temp. That means someone that you can just show up and leave if you need to, like a temporary worker. Then I was an account coordinator, an assistant account executive, a supervisor, account director, a group account director, a vice president, head of account services, and now I'm a senior vice president, a head of account services, and general account. So 9.
Did you ever, at that point, ever wanted to leave at any point, or were you always thought that this was your job for you?
I thought it was a job for me because it uses a lot of skills that I have. I love marketing. I like bringing brands to market, which is something that really excites me, and I love to work with people.
If you could leave your job, would you do? And if you could choose any other job?
I would run a nonprofit.
Career. If you could change anything, would you?
I don't think so, because a lot of things that happened through the course of my career, I learned from. So they talk about people are scared to fail. I think it's good to try new things and fail, because from your failures, you're actually able to learn things. So I would say no, I don't think I would change
After everything we've talked about, is there one piece of advice that you would give to us so we can define our own road to
Yes,
life?
I would say don't stress out. Go to a college that you feel is a good fit for you as a person, and while you're in college, you'll figure it out. You know, I think there's a lot of pressure on kids in high school to figure out what they want to do when they grow up. I mean, guys are so young. Not a lot of people know what they want to be when they grow up. So if you're not going to be a doctor or a lawyer or something really specialized, go to college, experience different classes, and see what fits you the best. That would be my advice.
Thank you for meeting with us.
You are
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.